Okay, today's video is going to be more of a laid-back update video. I have 8 giant day gecko eggs in here, and we're just going to prep these cages to get them ready when we do have babies. Incubation on them is typically 60 to 90 days. The first week or so, they were kept in my terrarium stand at room temp, so I'm going to assume it's going to be at least 70 to 80, just because they were sitting at around 75 rather than 81, which is what they're incubating at in here. And originally the plan was to have one for each baby, because they do lay in pairs. And I was kind of hoping that those would kind of grow up and then I'd be able to space out the babies. But in about 2 months, we have 8 eggs. So just depending on which eggs actually make it and how many we have at any given time, we'll have to group them up based on size. And doing more cages is definitely a possibility, just in case we end up with a weird in-between. So new, they still have the tape on them. I think the goal will be to find all of them good homes. People that know how to take care of them. Just don't really have any plans on hold back giant day geckos. Probably will raise them up for around 3 months before I try to sell them. Might be a little bit earlier if they're eating great. I'm just really feeling confident in their health. Just because day geckos are easy. I'll probably ideally sell them to the point where they can go into a 12, 18, but I don't want to keep them long enough that I need several 12, 18s just for the babies. Okay, I actually decided to film some over here. Just overhead I like better. We are going to use Terra Fauna. We don't need bioactive substrate. These are not going to be bioactives. But this is the bag of soil I have open. And I'd rather not have 2 half-empty open bags at once. And then I did have some green sphagnum just laying around from the day gecko build, which is practically done. We're just waiting on the plants to grow out. Anyway, I figured why not add some sphagnum to this. Okay, that's good for that one. And some of it was a little damp, but we are gonna wet this soil when we're done, just from keeping it from getting too dry and dusty. Okay, now we have a piece of manzanita. That's an idea of how big it is. So I think one will use the full base. And then the other enclosure will use the stick that didn't fit. Break off right there, and then obviously I would like to find something already in this room, but we might just sand that down. I'm gonna try a knife first. And we can just take this piece off. And most of this piece just so the other enclosure has enough to work with. And then just because I think it'll be more fun for me to have some variation, the centerpiece of that one is going to be that plant. And then we'll lay sticks around it. Cover up the base. something like this. Get up a little bit higher. Although I guess they don't need to be right up on the UVB. Like and room temp is fine for them, so the UVB will still hit from right there. Yeah, that spot works. Maybe this can go across? Okay. Yeah, I mean, the babies aren't going to be very heavy. I guess we'll just throw this on the ground of that one. Okay. I'm going to just make sure now the edges are too sharp off camera, and then I'll be back. Okay, and then we just have this plant. I'm going to grab some pieces off of... Originally, I figured, like, less than half of this plant was what we're putting in, but, like, honestly... Probably won't go that full, just to monitor the babies better. Yeah, I'm just going to start cutting pieces off of this. I can get this on camera. Nope. This little strip is going to go here. Cover this section of our enclosure. There we go. There's the two we have. Okay, I don't know why I was too stubborn to do it on camera, but I just threw a cork piece in that corner. Okay, I mean that was not exactly the fate I had planned for this brand new plant I bought, but it'll do what it needs to do. Okay. I think that'll work just fine. And then, I mean, that's literally all that's needed. Water is going to be provided from spraying them down every day. And then fruit cup with their diet. Seen both and tried both with babies raising up gold dusts at work. Either barely putting some in a cup like regular and not even filling up the entire bottom, or just leaving a couple like splashes of it on a stick and then I'll lick it off there. Like I said, I've messed with both in the past and I'll probably do that again with my babies. Then UVB, we're just going to slap a linear on top. It'll go across both of them and then just pull it off when we need to get in there. And that's all. I will put out an update video when they do hatch. So we have leopard gecko video should already be out. And then the video we filmed today, whenever the babies hatch, and then also in the works on this right now. So this video, these videos will come out after this one. little sneak peek. Just waiting on the plants to grow out. And then parents are going in here. Hopefully breeding even more. Catch you guys next time.